Hey everybody, RobotVice here. Today I'm going to be bringing you another instructional techies video, and in this video I'm going to talk about the talent tree, okay? And a lot of people don't know this, but actually in-game, if you go to the Learn tab into the Hero Guides, I actually have an in-game guide that just has over 20,000 subscribers to it. Where, you know, it might be just a little bit outdated, but I'll tell you what, guys, if this video gets to 100 likes, I will go in and I will update this exactly how it needs to be in the current patch. You know, 50 likes, not 100 likes, that's a lot. 50 likes, I'll go in here and I'll update this as much as I can. So if you guys in there, it's pretty up to date, it's just a little bit outdated. The talents are good, the items are good. But it doesn't really talk about the exact development of the hero, which I'm going to talk about in this video. So as everybody knows, these are your items you want to be starting with. You want to have Tranquil Soul Ring. These are the core items, as I call them. The initial core items for the hero. So our skill build is going to be 404 the majority of games. If there's a game where they're just deathballing and you have an opportunity to lay your remote mines, say at level 8, you know, go 4031. That could be a potential. But most of the time I go 404 just because I really value the damage on my proxy and blast off, because I want to have as much of an impact as I can in the first 15 minutes. And that's where this hero is really, this is how this hero has such a bad reputation. This is why this hero is not picked at all in pro games, is because the meta is all about the laning phase. And this hero just doesn't do enough. So this 404 build really enables you to do as much as you possibly can in the lane.
We're going.
So once you hit level 10, you're probably going to have your Yule Scepter just about up if you're having a good game. And you're always going to get the XP gain. I've experimented a lot with every single one of these talents and every style of build you can imagine. I tried the Blast Off build with Kaya and Veil and Aether Lens. I've tried the initial like building to right click right away. You know, going like Hurricane Pike, Force Staff, super early, going Midas even, going Orchid right away, and going like Power Treads or Phase Boots. I've tried everything. And this is just a build that I found is over 1,600 Techies games has taught me that this is the best way to play this hero. So level 10, you need to get the experience gain. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to climb up the levels. You should be the highest level in the game around 30 minutes if you play this correctly and you're having a decent game. So what you can do with this XP talent is once you have once you have your fully upgraded mines, let me get a blink dagger to make this a little easier. You can actually just walk around to the opposite side of the map from your team and just lay proxy mines in the lane. And I don't normally have a blink dagger, but all this is going to do is boost your experience. You fly around the map and you just lay mines on easy camps. If you ever find these camps, you lay them on these camps. Perfect example. One-shots that. It one-shots these camps as well. So all you need to do is run around the map. That's why Boots of Travel is always my item. These are my 4 core items that I have. Not the Blink Dagger, I'm just using that for this example. So after Tranks, Soul Ring, Yules, you'll always see me go. I'm sorry, into Ags first. I apologize. So these are the 4 core items right here. So Tranks, Soul Ring, Yules, Ags. Once you have these, the first item you want is Boots of Travel. Right after that. And this enables you to just run around and TP. So say your entire team's about to form a top push. You know, you get some mines down behind them. You can do whatever you please. You can get mines in that area. But then you TP to the bottom lane. You want to get away from your team. And that's how you abuse this experience talent, okay? So level 15, mana regen, obviously. It's the best for you. The blast off damage really isn't that much. It's only 300 plus damage. And the skill itself really is not the style we want to play. A lot of Techies players, they have, you know, 15, 16 deaths in a game. And that's just not the way we play him around here. It's just not. And I don't favor that style. I don't think it's good. And that's the only time I'd ever see anybody getting the blast off damage, okay? So then at level 20, you get the 150 GPM. The whole point of this build, of these 5 items right here, is to prepare yourself to start farming at an incredible rate.
You sure?
So you're on the opposite side of the map, you're proxying lanes, you're getting a bunch of XP, gold, and if you ever run into camps along the way, you know, pop a remote mine, go lay a proxy mine, pick up bounty runes, go farm the small camp. Whenever this stuff's off cooldown and you're not using it on one of your traps, because here's the thing, these single traps that I talked about in the last video, you lay them, and they only require 1 proxy mine. So during the cooldown of your remote mine, what are you going to do with this proxy mine? You have this +4 mana regen talent, you have Yule's Ag, Soul Ring, you have plenty of mana regen. What are you going to do with this proxy mine off cooldown? You're going to find the closest camps and farm them while you're laying your trap. And this is just being efficient. This is how it needs to be done. So you see this dire Alpha Wolf camp. You know that you can one-shot this camp. So you go up here, you start laying a trap, you wait for your proxy to come off cooldown, your remotes, and then your remotes are on CD after laying one, and you have a proxy mine. Go lay it on the camp. This is just all about being efficient with this hero. Golem's not fun. So basically what you're going to be doing is laying mines in spots where you think they're going to be pushing next. You're going to be laying stacks like this, the exact stacks. And this is exactly what you do. So you just farm lanes where your team's not at, and you abuse this plus 30% XP gain, because you get a bunch of experience from this. You can even go as far as laying mines here and finding yourself smoking and just cutting lanes. You wait for the next creep wave. You lay another mine. You're busy in here laying your mine stack. And you're just standing here getting experience from the creep wave that comes. All you need to do is abuse these camps. You abuse the dire wolf camps, or alpha wolf camps. I don't know why I say dire wolf. You abuse these camps, the satire camps, with your proxy mines. After they're on CD, because you can only lay 1 in your mine stacks, you abuse the small camps, and you abuse creep waves. Like, I say abuse, but I hope you guys know what I mean. It's more just manipulating the game to your favor. And the nice thing about if you reach level 18 quickly is that then you can start using your remote mines to farm. So you can start using, and once you get ags, you can do that as well. You can use your remote mines to farm lanes. So you can just casually lay a remote between their tier 2 and tier 3 at nighttime, and you can just cut waves and get experience. And that leads us to our level 25 talent, which will have 150 GPM at level 20, but then you get the 251 damage. And I normally won't have this blink dagger, so we'll just sell this away. And I'll tell you guys about my build, okay? So I always will go Assault Cuirass first item. Always. And that's because it just gives you the most bang for your buck. As soon as you get 251 damage, your objective is to push down the tier 1 and tier 2 towers that are still standing. And this item allows you to do that because it reduces the tower armor, it gives you experience, and it pushes your lane thanks to the Assault Cuirass aura. So you can just sit here while your team is taking a fight up top, and you can start pushing in a lane thanks to Assault Cuirass. And there's really just no better item that does that for you and gives you the attack speed that you need at this time, because this is your only attack speed item. So you push out the waves with your proxy and remotes, and if you see 3 or 4 of the enemy heroes on the map, you know you're good to start clicking towers. So after Assault Cuirass, you'll find yourself farming this Mask of Madness, the next item, very, very quickly. So once you start pushing down towers and continuing farming creep waves, you'll probably find this Mask of Madness 2 minutes later after you get the Assault Cuirass. So now you have a Mask of Madness. And this is where you continue. You're avoiding team fights. You're not strong enough yet to team fight. I mean, you are, but you don't want to. You're avoiding team fights, and you're just split pushing towers.
The enemy's middle tower just ran aground.
Waiting for your enemies to show, your team to take fights. And that's why this hero is amazing when you have good team fight heroes on your team that can take long, drawn-out fights. So you saw I got rid of my Soul Ring. I like to keep my Tranks because it gives me free regeneration after like tanking towers. So I always get rid of my Soul Ring first. And then I'll sell my Tranks, and I'll usually build into a Mjolnir or into an MKB. It could be a Bloodthorn, could be a Silver Edge. Never Daedalus yet or Bloodthorn, really. Those are my last. Those will be my 5th item. So normally at this time, I go for a Mjolnir, let's just say. And this is going to give you even more attack speed. And this is going to continue to allow you. And this is about the time where if you really needed to and your team really needed you, you could be taking fights with these items, okay? You have incredible attack speed. You do incredible damage. And then I'm going to let you guys use my guide in-game to decide. Each one of these items has a little description under them. And they'll tell you when to get them and when not to get them for the game. And even a moon shard at times. If you don't have courier access and you're at the secret shop and you have 4K gold, even just picking up a casual moon shard is not a bad idea at all. So this is basically the build, guys. And the last item you're going to get rid of, or the last two, would be your Yules next. And this is where you'd pick up something like a Bloodthorn or a Daedalus. So really my decisions with this is I'll either go Bloodthorn into maybe a Satanic or a Deso if I'm just focusing completely on split push. Or even items such as Silver Edge or even an Abyssal Blade is not even a bad item. MKB. But I never will stack a Bloodthorn with an MKB. I hope you guys understand that. I'm either going to have a Bloodthorn or I'm going to have Daedalus MKB. And I hope you guys understand why that is. The Bloodthorn will give you evasion piercing attacks. And an MKB will help you with that too. So the Bloodthorn already gives you critical strikes. But then with an MKB Daedalus, you're able to pretty much beat anybody in a right-click battle. And then after that, this is where you're going to get rid of you're going to keep your boots of travel, but when you start taking fights, you're going to backpack them. And the last item I get will be typically a BKB. And this is where I'm just throwing myself at racks. Boots of travel in, and I'm literally just throwing myself at racks with BKB. And by this time when I have these items, the game should be over. So I hope I helped explain this to you guys a little bit about like why I do the things I do, and I hope this helps you, is insightful for you to understand my process and my thinking. But the Aghanim Scepter is super strong, and it's really useful into the late game because it will continue to one-shot creep waves. And it allows you to do it from a little bit more of a distance. Laying a proxy mine in the lane is pretty dangerous because you have to walk up to the actual creep wave, and it's easy for you to get caught because you're vulnerable. But the nice thing about Ags is allowing you to not, you don't have to do that. You can lay them from a distance.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
So I hope this video was insightful for you guys and you learned something. I appreciate everybody watching the video. As always, make sure to subscribe if you're not. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.